Hello. So many business leaders are struggling to break through from one level of their business to another. I have struggled before to really break through from one level of business to another, and I discovered that fasting became the weapon that I use to be able to break through from one level of business to another. And over these years, as I've been leading the business, we have gone from one level to another, and fasting has really been instrumental. So, you are listening to me right now as a kingdom business leader, and you know that your business needs to move to the next level, and you probably are going through some challenges, or you just feel like you've been at the level where you are so long and you really need to move to the next level. Fasting is going to really help you to break through to that next level. Now, unfortunately, when people hear about fasting, all kinds of thoughts come into their mind. And as a result, some people are scared about it. Some people think they cannot do it. And all of those discouraging thoughts or preconceived notions about fasting is really preventing some people from using this amazing instruction that God Himself gave us in the Bible to fast. In Matthew 17, Jesus just came down from the Mount of Transfiguration, and the disciples were struggling to cast out to help parents who had brought their child who was going through some seizures. And Jesus came and just helped the little boy who was going through the problem. And later on, the disciples asked Jesus, he said, why could we not handle that issue? And Jesus categorically told them, he said, this kind does not go out except by prayer and by fasting. Many of you leaders have been praying for your businesses, but there are certain situations that have looked stubborn. You need to use fasting to break through those stubborn barriers. Maybe you want to enter into a new market. Maybe you want to take your business international. Maybe you want to figure out a particular aspect of your business that is like a bottleneck. I guarantee you that when you invest the time to fast, it will take you to that next level. And whatever has been that hindrance, I believe that the power in fasting is going to give you the breakthrough you have been looking for. My goal in this series is to give you some practical tips that you can use to be able to fast efficiently and experience the breakthrough that you want. There are going to be 5 videos in this series, and in this video, I'm going to be looking at practical fasting tip number 1. Practical fasting tip number 1 is a clear question. A clear question. Many people ask me all the time, say, Benson, you talk a lot about fasting, but how should we really fast effectively? Well, that's why I'm giving you these tips. Whenever you want to fast, the first thing you want to do is to ensure that you have a clear question. Now, a clear question gives your fasting focus. And by the way, if you want to read further about fasting, just read Isaiah chapter 58. Isaiah chapter 58 lays it out very clearly and gives you so many other benefits about fasting. You want to have a clear question whenever you are going to fast. I fast frequently, And each time I fast, I go in with a specific question. And that question really becomes the thing that I'm seeking God to receive an answer throughout that period of fasting. A question could be, how can I handle this difficult situation? And then you can name the specific situation that you are going through in your business. Another one could be, how can I attract the ideal customers for our business? There can be so many questions, and as I'm giving you some of these examples because I don't want to influence you in any direction, but you right now know the difficult areas that you are having in your business. Turn all of those difficulties into questions. And I consider that there are 5 general types of questions. The first type of question is what. When you ask a what question, you're trying to understand the definition of something that you really want to know. That is the first type of question. The second type of question is how. How question will enable you to understand a particular process. So if you are having an issue with a particular process in your business, you can start your fasting question with how. And then the rest can follow. The third type of question is who. Now that question is directed to a particular person. Who should I reach out to in order to move my business to the next level? That is an example. Who, that is a third type of question. The fourth type of question is when. When will answer will mean the timing. When is this going to happen? When should I make this decision? When should I add another division? When should I stop the production of this particular product or stop offering this service? So that's a when question. And the fifth type of question that you can ask in your fasting, I'm giving you as much pointers as possible, is why. Why is this situation like this? For example, at one point I asked the Holy Spirit in a fasting situation, why is the business not growing the way I want it to grow? And he gave me a very simple answer. And when I applied that answer, everything changed in our business. So tip number 1 is start with a clear question. So before you go into any fasting period, make sure that you have a clear question that you are entering that fasting with. Now you can have several questions. Or when the main question has been answered, you can also ask follow-up questions. And as you pay attention during that period of fasting, I believe that God is going to give you the answer. The amazing thing about fasting is it enables you to become more receptive, because God is always talking. The problem is most of the time we are not able to understand what He's saying to us. Fasting enables you to become more receptive. You are able to download the answer or the answers faster. In tip number 2, in the next video, I'm going to be talking about tip number 2, or practical fasting tip number 2. I will see you in the next video. God bless.